So back in PyCharm, we need to grab hold of that value that's returned from input. Let's be really explicit and call this user text or something like this, okay? So in Python, when you have complex words or variables and functions made up of multiple words, if you will, you typically separate them with underscores. Other programming languages might write user text like this, where they use this camel casing. In Python, it's all about the underscore. So we're going to call it this. So that gives us the user text, and we could actually just print this out just to see what they entered. So let's run this really quick. Say I entered this. If I hit enter, it just says I entered this. Excellent. So we've caught that value and printed it back out. That's not exactly what we want to do though. We want to actually store some kind of saying that we want to say. And I believe it was nice to meet you, whatever they entered for their name. So we'll say greeting equals nice to meet you. And then we want to sort of somehow incorporate this string here. So in Python, they make it really easy to combine strings just using the plus sign. So we'll say nice to meet you plus user text. And we can just print out that greeting, give it a little space so it's easier to read. So let's just run that and see what we get. So down here, we can enter our name, which will be Michael for the case of this demo. Hit enter, and it says, nice to meet you, Michael. Perfect. So now we've completed our first app. You can see we've worked with the print function. We're calling it with parentheses, passing a string literal. That's what you call it when you create them just in place like this. Passing these string literals as arguments. Sometimes we're not. We're calling the input function, again, passing strings, catching the response, the input into a variable called user text. We're concatenating that with another string, a literal string plus its variable, storing the greeting, and we're printing it out. All right. Pretty simple, this application, but it really gets us off to a good start to start building more interesting, complex applications that build on things like file I/O and web services and all sorts of cool stuff like that.